Sports fans, you must watch our top 3 plays of the week here or the link down below. Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here and welcome to B-Ball Breakdown. Really excited to see the Wizards at 7-3 doing extremely well, and they just added Bradley Beal. So now John Wall and Beal can compete for best backcourt in the NBA. And certainly with their offense, I like what I see. Some terrific action on the weak side, good movement, and a way to also leverage their great post presence down low with Gortat and Nene. So I want to bring on Seth Partnow, who has been writing fantastic articles at BBallBreakdown.com. He focused on John Wall and his role in the offense. So I want to share with you that interview, and then we'll cut back and forth between that and our offensive breakdown. So here goes. So Seth, thanks for coming on the show today with us. I know you have an article up on the BBallBreakdown.com site about John Wall. And before we get into how great I think the offense is and what they're running, talk to us a little bit about what you discovered about John Wall and how he fits into the whole offensive scheme.
Well, for me, John Wall is one of the most fascinating players in the NBA. I think he's excellent, deserved All-Star. I thought he should have made Team USA this summer, so on and so forth. At the same time, when he's playing for Washington, the style he's playing is not a great fit with his skill set. You think of John Wall, you think, slashing, attack the basket, get to the rim whenever possible. But really, he plays a very almost mid-range heavy game, which he's improved, but he's still not a great jump shooter, especially off the dribble. And, some of that's on him, but also some of that, as we're going to get into, is kind of their offense puts him in spots where he's taking those shots.
Interesting. I mean, certainly what I see is a lot of good ball movement with purpose. And to me, it almost feels like a matter of time until he can learn where those spots are. Kind of like maybe Michael Jordan learning the triangle and Kobe and those guys, just learning exactly where they can get to and avoid the spots. So talk to us, like, what are the pitfalls we're having here with him and the issues that you're seeing?
The biggest one is it's especially in kind of a pick and roll situation. Again, he's not a great shooter. So teams often have, the big man defender drop to the free throw line, which means he ends up shooting a pull-up 17-footer a lot. He's not a great shooter from that spot, but he led the league in pull-up 2-pointers attempted last year. And again, it's not a great shot. Now, some of them aren't terrible. I mean, late in the shot clock, you take any shot you can get, basically. But the ones that are the real killers are, early in the shot clock where they haven't had a chance to really work the offense, look for something else. It came out last year that he is kind of the best in the league at assisting to corner three-pointers. So would prefer spending a little more time, make the defense react to him and then kick the ball to guys in the corner, stuff like that. Instead of just kind of, the operative word is settling for, 16 seconds on the shot clock. I'll settle for this 18-footer when other things might be available if with a little more patience, one more dribble to attack the defense, draw a double team or something like that.
The first set we'll look at is basically a simple curl around a down screen. The key is that the 4 and 5 are spaced on the weak side, opening up the lane. If the curl is open, Wall can hit him for the layup. If the curl isn't open, the down screener pops out to the wing. The curl cutter then cross screens for the center on the weak side block. Notice the back screen then set for the 4, but this turns into a straight isolation post-up. The post feeder has a choice to spot up for 3 after the entry pass, or he can speed cut off the post looking for the ball back. This set then allows for the post player to ISO and see what he can get. Of course, the cross screen, if set well enough, can get the center a layup before he even comes across to post. The center also has the ability to read the defense and find the open spot, like here at the elbow for the nice jumper. We saw the curl cutter, after setting the cross screen, then set a back screen for the high post. They have the option of setting a down screen for him, as Gortat is calling for, but if the ball goes back to Wall on top, they'll run high screen and roll. Just when the defense gets used to this set, they can send the big men at the elbow across, then swing it to a pick and roll. The natural movement of their offensive foundation enables these kind of passes and openings. Coach Wittman is a student of the game and probably picked up this set seeing the Hornets run it so well to get Big Al great post position. While everybody and their mother runs floppy, watch how the Wizards invert it with the screen set at the elbows, not the blocks. Even better, it turns into a beautiful lob for Wall. What I noticed though, it definitely feels like they're trying to work inside out with Gortat and Nene, and that also could be an adjustment for guards to understand how to sort of exist there. I think they're lucky that both of those guys are not black holes necessarily. They will kick it out if they see the good pass and they can make that pass. So they're doing pretty well so far, and I would just simply anticipate an improvement of the process there until they really get hammered in. And part of that maturation process to me, I think it addresses what your issues are, which is those shots will maybe slowly start to dissipate and he'll get more efficient, as will the offense. It sounds nice. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, and it's you know, he's in a situation where he takes one more dribble to the basket, he draws a guy from the corner, maybe the big man sticks with him just that half count longer to you know, make the pocket pass to Gortat or Nene just that little bit more open. Maybe a defender cheats from the weak side a little bit and he's able to reverse the ball to a shot on the opposite side. Just that little bit more patience, and if the defense doesn't react, then he's kind of in a situation where I kind of thought of this when watching your breakdown with Ty Lawson in the pick and roll. It's, you know, he gets a situation where he's isolated on a big man. That should be an advantageous situation, not a situation where he ends up shooting, you know, a long jump shot. And so just a little bit more patience to kind of attack the feet of that defender and draw help is you know, I think would improve their offense as a whole, I think.
Of course, we have to show some horns. They get a simple screen and roll action, but it's really designed to get a pin down for Nene and an easy open foul line jumper. The Wizards do lots of high post entry passes, which I prefer, and on this set, they send the right corner through to screen, then get flex action on the pin down. This allows Drew Gooden to float to the open space and knock down the shot. Here's the same play, but Otto Porter reads the screen and flare cuts to the flat. Nene helps with the screen, and he knocks down the hop shot. The Wizards run the Iverson screen where they run the guard off of a double flat screen along the free throw line. But it's all just misdirection to hit the first screener on the high post. Then feed Paul Pierce on the low block where he can go to work. On occasion, they'll run this pin down for the center, and the screener then turns and sets a back screen for the power forward at the elbow. If the back door is covered, it means the back screener must be open off the dribble pitch. They also like to run a UCLA cut to inside ball screen, like the triangle high post. But what's cool is that on the reversal, they run the same exact action, this time with Gortat at the high post. Nene gets the duck in on the weak side and feeds Gortat for the lefty hook. The Wizards have a nice progression for their sideline out of bounds plays to get the ball to the post. On this one, after the handoff, Nene gets a back screen and the ball is passed back to the right side. The defense must react to such deep position, and that opens up Gortat for the Polish hammer. Watch the next progression as Nene hands off, then gets two screens across the lane to post up on the opposite side. Same play here, and you can see how tough Nene is when he's that close to the basket. Even on the kick out, he stays active, doesn't stop moving, and finds the soft spot in the defense for the easy jumper. And lastly, with Beal back, I love how they have him cross screen for the big man, and instead of straight flex action with a down screen for him, they cut Porter diagonally across, which distracts Gortat's man. And when he pops out from the well-placed screen, Beal gets an open look. I certainly think that when you and I played, when you got a switch out with a big man on you, you never shot a three. That was never even an option. And it's certainly going back to the 80s and the NBA, that was never an option. I don't know exactly when it happened, but all of a sudden now you see, I would say 80% of the time, they're going to jack up a three-pointer when they got a big man.
just looking at it from you know a points per shot perspective, I don't mind the especially guys who are decent shooters. I don't mind the 3-pointer as much, because you don't have to hit that many of them, that many more of them for it to be a reasonable shot. It's it's that shot from like 2 steps in where you're going to shoot a similar percentage, but it's worth 1 less point. And just also is kind of compressing the space on the floor that you have to get the ball to your big man and stuff like that. And that's why specifically kind of that pull up 2-pointer is the one that irks me, I guess, about how Wall's playing.
Well, great insight for us on John Wall and how he fits. And make sure, sports fans, to head over to BBallBreakdown.com to read Seth's article on John Wall. Definitely worth the read. And get over there and read all the other articles. There's a lot of great stuff happening over there. And don't forget, at B-Ball Breakdown, we're not a channel, we're a conversation. You win? You win, Seth?
Always.